Oh, wait. I've forgotten something again. Hold on. The impromptu microphone stand. So y'all can hear me, hopefully. Again. I think I figured out what happened last time. Why my voice was suddenly so quiet. I think I fixed it. But hey, thanks for waiting for me. I had to go replace a bandage. 'Cause I scraped one of my toes yesterday on a piece of freestanding wood panel that's just sitting out in the hallway. I turned the corner and underestimated, or I don't know. I didn't think I'd hit a thing with my foot, and it started bleeding a lot, and like I took a shower earlier, so I went to. I only just remembered to like replace the bandage. And it is technically still bleeding. Because the wound is not closed. Probably because I took a shower. But yeah. Aside from that, I've had my dad cooked a stew today. Like it was beef and potatoes and onions and tomatoes. I'm pretty sure it was beef, like a beef chuck. And yeah, it was it needed salt, but aside from that, it was pretty good. Considering I can't remember the last time my dad actually, cooked something that wasn't on a barbecue. But yeah, last we left off, we figured out what killed Kazuma. And we found out it was just a horrible accident. Caused by, high-running emotions and misinterpreted words. But today, what are we doing? Oh yeah, it's the adventure of the Runaway Room. This should be a good one, I hope. Ryunosuke's finally made it to England.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident,
I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude.
the beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together.
Oh, did y'all see that baby just then?
Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
Ooh, bottles! Oh, I thought that said freaking soaps, not fragrance.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Wait,
Thought so.
does that say Cleason
Well then, I
Palin?
hope you enjoy your stay.
I hope so.
And welcome to the centre of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
We've made it to London, we have. Oh boy. Good gracious. It's the 18th of February, 1921 AM. British Supreme Court Lord Chief Justice's office. Excuse me. Also, can I just say, Susato and Ryunosuke's voices are so cute. What an incredible place. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built in the few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite the different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. Yeah. What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. We had instructions to report here at this time, if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So we'd have to return to Japan. If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer. Which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here. To have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. I hope I'm up to scratch. How did I think this guy sounded again? Good morning. Sorry for keeping you. That'll have to do. Oh! I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier when we're standing around with nothing much to do. Ryunosuke, no! How fortunate. So, introductions. I'm Mael Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. Hell yeah. And I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot.
Come on, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't be a mouse.
Excuse me. It's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan, and I'm fine. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Ah, yes, thank you.
Let's have a look around. Ooh, chair. This must be the Lord Chief Justice's desk. I believe it's made of marble.
It looks more like an over-the-top tombstone that's toppled over to me.
I think that's your fanciful imagination at work again, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, sorry. It feels like everything that's normally made of wood and paper at home is made of bricks and stone here. Even the books?
I know. That's why this place feels so overbearing, I'm sure. Candles.
Or I should say a candelabra. Just look at all the naughty books packed together on these shelves. Shelves? How the hell? They go from floor to ceiling. Sorry. I'm just like, what the hell does naughty mean in this context?
And they're all books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream.
Yes, a very bad dream.
Ryunosuke.
Don't insult a man's books.
They're not all about British law either. There are books about the judicial systems of other Western nations.
Sorry.
France, Germany, Spain, Holland.
Oh, okay. Naughty means usually means complicated or difficult to solve. So I guess, yeah. What about Russia?
Why do you ask?
I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice how you say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think?
I think perhaps it's a thought best abandoned.
Look at these knights' armors. Look at these menacing metal giants facing each other across the room.
I believe they're... Yes, they're suits of armor.
Oh, right. I thought maybe they were like the lion dogs we have in Japan guarding shrine gates.
Oh, the...
Oh, what are they called again?
Shisa.
I think they're called.
No, not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, you know?
This is true.
And they roam around in the middle of the night.
Oh, where did Jisho go? Really? Is there nothing you don't know, Miss Susato? Oh, there's a plane going over, sorry.
This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask.
Where did she get that incredible tome? Internet? And by the way, I remembered right, they are called Shisa. I believe. From Okinawa. Yeah, where were we? Is this some kind of clock?
Actually, I think we might be inside some sort of giant clock. But those gears, they're larger than anything you'd find on a steam locomotive even.
It's eerie. Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby of his? The Lord Chief Justice, I mean?
Well, boys do enjoy fiddling around with machines, don't they?
I'm not sure you could fiddle with cogs that size. And I'm certain you couldn't call him a boy. No, that's a man. Still, it's amazing how little noise the cogs make, considering how large they are. There's actually something quite soothing about their precise rhythm.
We can look to the right, and we can look to the left, but it doesn't seem like there's anything of import around there.
So let us speak with Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. London! So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, help! I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city!
It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh?
We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm almost lost for words.
I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas. Even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Sorry.
Oh yes, astounded is the word.
Oh, thanks for saving me there, Susoto-san.
And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor.
Yes. There's much excitement going on. Oops, sorry, I lost my head for a second. There's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we'll be hosting here in London. I'm just so focused on I can't tell if it's a wrinkle or a dimple on his cheek. Great exhibition. Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop.
Ooh, I like toy shops. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be.
You know what's tripping me up? I was singing earlier. I was recording myself singing a song. And I think that's what's tripping me up. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. Bet. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun.
Law student.
Lord Chief Justice. Actually, you know what else is distracting? The Lord Chief Justice's, undershirt is perfectly molded to his chest, and I can't stop staring at it. I love a good piece of shadow work. Don't judge me. I think you were expecting a student of law for the study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. A Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores.
That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived.
My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours.
Oh, thank you.
And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news?
Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person.
They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means this study tour arrangement can no longer proceed.
First, Alan Nix. How you doing? Ryunosuke's made it to England. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart.
What do you have to say, madam?
It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Oh, you gotta go bathroom? Go bathroom. Stay safe out there.
What are you now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo.
This is it then.
The moment of truth.
Continuing the study tour. The thing is, Lord Justice, Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead?
Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done.
Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean.
Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country. And that was Mr. Asogi. At least, that is what I've been led to understand.
Well, the thing is... oh, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man.
To be fair, he is a very intimidating presence.
Mr. Naruhodo, I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there is someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's,
Actually, there's nobody.
It's Mr. Sato. Even... It's me! I could do it. I think I could do a really good job of it.
Is that so?
I mean, I
don't actually have any qualifications as such, but... No qualifications, you say? And yet you still claim to be a lawyer. I've acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused. But glossing over details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learnt all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Buria. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training.
I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do.
That piqued his interest.
I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please. Onegaishimasu.
31 seconds.
Sorry?
Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer.
Thanks.
So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment.
Huh?
But let me ask you one thing first, sir.
Yes.
You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path?
Well, we don't really know what he planned to do, but fuck if we're not gonna try. Well, yes, that's my intention.
I see.
Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there, all of a sudden?
Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you.
Really? Test? So, what form will the test take exactly?
Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be?
Well, defending people, of course.
Well said. So, let's have you defend someone.
Huh?
Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcome news.
Today? Straight away?
If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler?
How do I get myself into these situations? Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart?
Yes, good question. I remember. It's a murder trial.
A murder?
An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose.
That
That's easy to say. But I should mention, just in case. If the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment.
Capital punishment? He'll be put to death.
Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably, you read that much in your short sea-based introduction to British law.
We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life.
I'm the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable.
But, you can't do that, can you?
He's the Lord Chief Justice. Who's gonna tell him no? There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose.
So, the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged.
Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer.
Bah!
If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen.
He's testing my resolve.
What's the matter? You've fallen silent.
Ore no kakugo.
I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be?
What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test?
Well, obviously we gotta. Otherwise, we don't get the game. We don't see the rest of the game. Either that or saying you don't do it will probably end up looping back to it.
Oh, all right then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is I can't do it. I can't get the words out.
Or maybe it just goes that way. 15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow.
Ah!
So it is as I suspected, is it?
Sorry?
You have noble intentions, but you lack the resolve to see them through.
Ah.
The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over.
Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry, Miss Susudo, but what could I do? It's all right. I understand. You weenie. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it.
What are you trying to say, madam?
I think what Miss Susuto means is that, no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable. And I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment.
A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that... I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him.
What?
At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down.
But that's awful!
But that is the truth.
Why does it have to be like this?
Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. I'm really his only hope.
Hey yo, Quimsby, good morning. How you doing? You having a good morning? A good time? There is a plane going over. Which gives me a chance to have a sip. A bit sleep, but awake. That's good. Even if you still feel a bit eepy, it's good to get up.
So, what do you say now, madame?
Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve.
Oh,
Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. 15, 14. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves.
okay. He's gone. Where'd he go?
The Old Bailey.
If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once.
What do?
Well, this oppressive air, it's really quite stifling. The Old Bailey. If we hurry and catch a cab, we may just make it to the courthouse on time. Let's go! Look at those bobbies. Sorry. 18th February, 9:45 a.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. Oh, thank goodness we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins.
They're not even gonna question that dude just disappearing. Hey, that was the Lord Chief Justice. Who are we to question anything the Lord Chief Justice does? I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Oh yeah, you're right. I am right.
Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the Sherlock Holmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly.
I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege.
Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started.
Yes, I suppose there's that.
Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all.
So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait in is grand.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'm feeling tense. That's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air. Almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever's about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed.
Yes. Whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment.
Top of the morning to you, madam. Sir? What are you doing following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they? Sorry? Oh, as you look at those expressionless faces. From the East, are yous? We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan is it? Right, say no more. So, how much do yous need? No, we're here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange, faraway land. The strange, far-off land of England, right next to Ireland. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving yous 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. Nothing. What? Huh?
1,000 guineas!
Hey, quick question. How much is 1,000 guineas in Australian dollars? At least 2. You're not wrong. I'm getting guinea francs. Is that what I'm looking for? Okay, how many is 10? Oh, that's not a lot actually. As it turns out, I think if this is right, 1,000 guinea francs is like 18 Australian cents. Oh dear. Maybe. I don't know if that's right. I could be wrong. please, Miss Susato, you don't have to shout.
But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo.
On 18 Australian cents? God damn. What? Nani? Tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I've enough wealth to buy the City of London 2 or 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day?
Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money.
Blah! Ah! That hit me in the eye! Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it you no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, it is a little bit... To be honest, it is a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. I'll be in the dock.
Oh,
So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more.
more nothing.
What? Otherwise, you see, the trial's going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up. Why would he?
I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial?
What the fuck do you think? Bluster and blazes, do yous not know who I am? Me? One of London's biggest names? Like Hollywood sign big? No, sorry, we've only just arrived in the city, you see.
Or actually, when was Hollywood built?
When was Hollywood first built up? Because it was originally called Hollywoodland, which made the sign even longer. Ah, I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park there in the centre of London is another beautiful park. Sorry, a park? What? 'Tis called McGilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did.
An entire park in central London.
A city of smiles. That's my vision for London. There's nothing There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people. Here, queer is a synonym for queer. Ayo. He's nothing for the queers. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. Oh, but so based if you ask me. You're right though. You're right though. I agree. It is based. But now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What's the matter with the London police, I ask you? I do like that face he's making. It's very shape. This man is just... he's so shape. Alright, don't pass out.
Mr. Naruhodo, Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath.
Good idea. Speaking of catching breaths, Mr. McGilded, the thing is... I've got to take a sip. We're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best. What was I after saying, you daft idiot? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know what you're thinking. This chancer of a fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did it! That's the only explanation! Well... well... not at all! Although, it is a little strange, to be honest. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean. That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry? Did he just say Reaper? Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Barak Van Zeeks. He's the prosecutor.
The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? Shinigami-ka.
When Van Zeek stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned.
What?
So it's reached a desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey.
Goodness. Lord Barak Van Zeeks. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then.
Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. He's terrible at his job. He's just shit at it. It's cursed.
Cursed? What on earth?
The defendant is summoned. Oh wait, hold on. Let me do this properly. The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. Trial's about to begin. His counsel? That would be me. I think. Oh, it's time. Well then, fella. Don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here. I'd made up my mind, so I had. Sorry? I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance. A student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. Spain! So don't get cold feet now, please. I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. Aside from that, he nuts for the old queers. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Yeah, just be an attorney knowing nothing. There's lots of professionals that don't know anything about their job. Even today. Why even try to have an easy life? Right?
Mr. Naruhodo,
The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes. Something that Kazuma would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense? What are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you'll lose your right to stand. You'll have to sit in court. Lie down, maybe. We'll get the court cushions for you, sir. I'll be right there. It's happening then. Oh God, it's happening! Ah! My first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. Excuse me. Ooh, look at that. Look at that fire. The 18th of February, 10 a.m., Old Bailey courtroom. People! So this is the highest... Excuse me. So this is the highest court in Great Britain. The Old Bailey. Oh, my voice acting prowess is going to be challenged, I think. Here. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan.
it feels both imposing and serene at the same time. Same time.
Same time.
The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh yes, what?
Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again.
I know, but I just can't help it. This is easy.
Old man!
I love English Judge. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and the defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared.
That must be the Reaper of the Bailey.
I'm gonna try to do my deepest voice for Van Zieks. I'll do my best. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victims to the underworld. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Eigo harashimasu ka? Huh? Yes, of course, sorry. What do you think? I'd be here without some basic English literacy? But he asked if the defense was ready, and I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Those eyes please me. Nipponese. Huh? They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. Ugh! A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my toes. Yee. Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Could be? Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner?
Now hold on a second.
As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fellow's a student from some little island off in the Far East. Is it not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance? I'd like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Oh, listen to Mr. McGilded. What a fine gentleman London has in him.
Did you hear he donated £5,000 to the government the other day? Mother, please, may we go and play in McGilded Park?
It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. Gilded. That's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Eloquently put, Mr. Gilded. McGilded. And most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready.
At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree.
Huh! Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. I feel a chill.
Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Mr. Naruhodo, those people are...
The jury. Yes, that's something we don't have in Japan yet.
That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict? That I don't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses.
Yes. Prosecutor Van Zeeks. My lord, it's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounced your fame. I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware? I leave that to your imagination, my lord.
So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years.
Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? God damn it!
Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo.
As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. we must be the only ones in here who aren't aware.
The incident took place in the late evening 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks, known in the community as Thrice-Fired Mason.
Sorry, thrice. That means 3 times.
He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired was said to be almost indestructible.
Indestructible.
Ah!
The victim's...
Sorry, dead body jump scare.
The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard.
Thank you, Counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence. We'll have to look at these. The knife is clearly visible, but his face is partially obscured from view by an old crooked hat.
And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. The prosecution wishes to switch these. I was almost about to say.
And these are... Good Lord! Is that blood, Counsel?
Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested.
What? Mr. McGilder's gloves had blood on them?
Oh! Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well. We'll have to look at those in a minute, too.
How did I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before I've even started. That Chief Lord Justice said this would be easy.
Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time.
Only 2?
Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded.
I love the point he does. It's so dramatic. Oh, well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you? Ugh. You can't politely smile your way out of this one, I don't think, Mr. McGilded. Well, of course I have no recollection... Of course I have no recollection of such a thing.
Mr. McGilded?
To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. I did rode it, which is to say I rid in it. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it. Are you claiming to have been asleep? 'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Lilted, so it is. And when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in me life. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand.
So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed?
Sure.
Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning.
What? That's not all of it?
There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
Oh no!
Order! Order! Order!
Excuse me.
When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage. And there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all.
Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once.
Oh!
Witnesses, your names and occupations?
My name is... well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End.
Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city.
My name's First. Lady First. I, make hats for gents.
Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the... all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident.
Sorry, I lost myself there.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Quite right.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir. Very well, then let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. Oh boy! What the witnesses saw? It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right in his guts.
Oh, that's right. He stabbed him. I screamed, I did. I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped on my bus. And then I saw it too. An ambiguous testimony, I must say.
Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes.
Did they? I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, counsel. Well, this testimony... it makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. And I'm not just saying that as a speaker of English as a second language.
Why not?
Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it?
As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes.
Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage. Oh, Ryunosuke.
How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own.
Quiet, you.
But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses?
It's his first day! Come on! Huh?
Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you even traveled in an omnibus?
Well, no. We, only arrived in London this morning.
No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves. The actual scene of the crime, that is.
What do you mean? The actual scene? How?
A carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much.
Yes?
The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place, is here today in this very building.
Here? What? The entire carriage?
Bailiff! Bring forth the stricken omnibus.
London 5th Avenue? Baker Street and Strand?
That's an omnibus. The omnibus. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing.
As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers.
Oh, sorry.
4 passengers seated inside the closed... 4 passengers seated inside in the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests that there is a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above.
Ah, a skylight. Oh! Oh!
The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight.
That makes perfect sense.
Well, counsel, this is a first.
In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom.
There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish.
Very well, I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence.
Oh boy, we can look at the omnibus.
I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence.
Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary.
I could help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here.
Yes, that'll have to... Wait for a little minute.
Let us continue with proceedings, then. Your cross-examination, counsel.
Okay!
Pray don't expect this Nipponese to stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights.
How different can it be from Japan's cross-examination, really? All right. My first cross-examination in a British court. But... Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus!
What the witnesses saw. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well.
Hold it!
Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh, yes, sir. That's right, sir, yes. Ever so cold it was. Freezing, in fact. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct? Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling the same parts of the bus, of course, though. No. And there were no other passengers when the incident took place? No one alighted, for example? No one set on fire? You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that, no, none. So nobody fled the scene of the crime, then? I have to say, the boss insists on it running, he does, every evening. That last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, what with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. This man's so cold! The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus.
Hold it!
And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage? That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. There was a lamp on inside, so I had a pretty good view. The 2 of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? McGilded's a gentleman of rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There's no room for doubt here.
I really wish there was.
And out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
Hold it!
You actually saw the exact moment it happened. Didn't I already testify to that? Or a fair dinkum hard-working city banker's not considered trustworthy these days. No, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I've really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail if that's... My lord! My lord! Huh? Juror number 3, what's the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. Jeez. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. Hold it.
That is precisely what I was about to say.
Uh-oh.
As the foreman of the jury, it is my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors.
I will say this, the anti-Irish sentiment in this game is about as alive and well as the anti-Japanese sentiment of the times, I should say. What's happening here?
Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts.
With fire?
Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice.
Goodness gracious, great scales of justice. As we saw a moment ago. So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean...
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Now I'm even more worried than I was before. Very well, the court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Cross-examination. This is a nightmare.
That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. I couldn't help it.
Hold it!
He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you?
Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I'd been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out of his belly. That huge great knife.
Ah, a grim sight indeed.
That didn't help me at all. The jury looked like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before.
Whoa. I have a weird thing about plural grammar. Because jury is technically a singular form for a collective of jurors. But you have to treat it like a plural, even though you're talking about the whole set, which is just one. The set is one. I'm sure that it probably doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to me.
That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Mr. First,
Oh, yes, sir?
is this the knife you saw?
Oh, good grief! Yes, that's it. The very one, sir. Yada, yada. Is that...
Yes, Counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly, like a stake through the heart. That is a blade of considerable size, Counsel. It is. And furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar. Please, no! M for Magnus, perhaps? Or McGilded, possibly? Take your pick.
What about Mason?
It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Magnificent mistake.
Objection!
Yep. But there are M's everywhere. Yes, like in Mason.
Objection!
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned.
Fair enough.
I suppose. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused.
Ugh!
Oh, not conclusive, but certainly compelling, Counsel.
Murder weapon.
My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Juror number 2, go on.
Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However, those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Wait, what are you about to do?
Dispose of the rubbish.
My throat's dying a little.
I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. Hold it!
I have painstakingly typed every word added here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion.
Ah! Not again. That's 4 out of 6 jury members who've proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. We've had it.
Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse.
Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark.
I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly.
We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that'll give us a way to fight back.
But... all right, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again.
But now we can look at our stuff. Let's have a look. Let's see. Victim, thrice-fired mason, male, age 54, brickmaker. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife whilst journeying in the omnibus. Died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting from trauma. Okay, yeah, that's fine. The victim of the attack, yep. The victim himself. We can look at these gloves.
This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London.
Well, nothing will come of grumbling now.
No.
By the way, is Mr. McGillard right-handed?
Yes, I believe so. He was toying with a coin in his right hand a little earlier.
Ah, pity. Pity, pity, pity. If only he'd been left-handed.
I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really.
Excuse me. Anything on the inside, aside from an errant model seam by the look of it? I should... because I did read that apparently there are... because I'm playing this on my computer, apparently the PC version does have a few graphical issues that I should fix at some point. Apparently, it may end up crashing, even.
Objection!
Ah! Wrong! That was the wrong button!
There's clearly something odd about that last statement made by the witness.
There's clearly something odd here indeed. Your behavior, counsel.
Oh! Aha! Please, don't mind me.
That would be significantly easier if you could lower your hand.
I won't lower my hand until I prove my client's innocence. As long as it's quite quick.
Zzz. My mistake.
I just wanted to look at it.
That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Huh? Oh, sorry, yes, I just don't really like blades.
Oh.
Those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist.
That's not a blade, that's Kazuma's soul.
Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like.
Blood!
Welcome back, Alanix. You're still lurking? That's fine. I did notice your exclamation mark lurk before.
Oh, that looks a lot like blood.
It surely is blood. The victim's. Kitto.
An Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood.
Did you think it wouldn't?
Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust.
Yes, I do understand.
Big ol' M! Or perhaps it's a W for Wumbo. An ornate letter M. Undeniably Mr. Magnus McGilded's initial.
And it's beautifully gilded, too. It must be very valuable, I should think.
Oh. One of my friends just opened
Their copy of Puppet String.
Whoa!
Ah, what is it? How exciting.
Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W. This could change everything. We could... Did you set it to Wumbo?
A W?
Yes, this is one of those, you know, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it.
I'm afraid I don't know at all, but what I am sure of is that this is an M.
No. Well, that idea was quickly quashed. Blech. Is there anything else I can look at? No? It is a beautiful dagger, I will say that. Alright. The omnibus!
Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we?
The scene of a murder. It's horrible.
We haven't even gone inside yet. In we go! Blood!
That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victim's, obviously.
Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck.
Would you really stab somebody in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder?
Well, it was after dark. And there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight.
Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack.
Notice!
Ah, that's a poster for the Great Exhibition due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition.
Ooh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event.
Fizzing. Oops. I can't find anything out of place. This seat looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard when you sit on it. And only just wide enough for two gentlemen to sit side by side, really. It kind of looks like it should be made of corduroy or something.
Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here.
A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? They can be, Rinosuke, they can be. This seat has a handle, it seems.
Ooh! Things!
A chest! This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running.
Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems.
There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure.
Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway.
That side does not have one. Skylight? It's quite a large skylight, isn't it?
Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck.
And there doesn't appear to be a handle or a catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin at least. Inside, you say? Ooh. Ah, that's a poster for the Great Exhibition that's due to start. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower. That was oddly redundant.
have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then. Yes, let's have a look at the outside of the omnibus. We have some wheels. The yoke. I think that's the yoke. Lights. A whatever that is. London 5th Avenue. So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of blah, 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 blah. You must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here. So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them? Hey, whatever helps a person feel alive, I guess. And they have to pay money to do so? I can't imagine how cold it must feel. That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment? I think they used to do that somewhere. In old Europe. Somewhere. Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late. And what's this? Phoenix Wright Omnibus! Can I look at that? I can't find anything out of place. I can't believe it. We found Phoenix Wright, everybody! In the form of an omnibus. Let's see, we cannot look up there. Seats. This is the roof deck. Wait, hold on. Is the skylight different? Oh, there we go. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. That is a worry. Got the steppies. Phoenix bus! Phoenix bus! The Phoenix bus is coming and everybody's jumping. Right, so I think the idea is we have to go through everything again. Freezing. Nobody alighted. Nobody fled. Last bus of the day. Too cold. So freaking cold. Not enough money. This man needs money. He needs a heater.
Hold it!
Saw them through the skylight. That's right. Windows right there at your feet. Oh, here we go. I think this is new. There was a lamp on inside, so I had a pretty good view. The two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that was Mr. McGilded. Can you be so sure? Small stature. Enclosed cabin. Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. No room for doubt. I really wish there was. Out of the blue! Saw the moment it happened. A fair dickum hard-working city banker is not considered trustworthy these days. I didn't mean that. Actually, what's funny is,
even as late as the 60s, a lot of Australians still had more of an English accent than you would expect. And in fact, there are still people in Australia who have the English accent, or have a closer to the English accent, and a lot of them are higher class. He screamed, I couldn't help it. High class British. Yes. That's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats, seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I'd been thinking about a new hat design. Then I happened to look down through the skylight. Sticking right out of his belly. A grim sight indeed. That didn't help at all. The memories of the jury. The members of the jury are as shocked as they were the first time. If this wasn't a court of law, I would have felt compelled to use a assisted or takedown for that lapse in judgment. No, I'll be more careful.
As we have heard, the witness had an unfettered view of events unfolding. Would you not concur, coachman? Your dithering suggests that you would.
Oh, yes, sir. Bippo. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see?
Well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor he was.
On the floor, you say?
And by the passenger, obviously you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
And then the other passenger had that knife in his hand, like this. Except this is a whip.
By the other passenger, obviously you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded.
And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly. What? Whoopsie.
My lord, I wish to speak. Yes, juror number 5. Do I take it that you too? As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. But I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say.
No, please, just keep an open mind a little longer.
Gee up now, Silver Blaze! The finish is in sight! Oh, gee up, I should say. Which does remind me, I should look at Uma Musume Pretty Derby. It looks fun. Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir. Oh, this is too unkind, sir.
Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man.
Grandma, don't do it. Don't do it.
Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, dear? What can I do for you?
You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand.
Oh, yes. I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know.
Uma Musume is really fun. Yeah. I was watching a video of someone else playing it on like a live stream earlier this morning. And it did look really fun. It reminded me a little bit of Pocket Card Jockey. Just without the solitaire.
Then pray tell, Why are you yet to pronounce your leaning?
Oh, my apologies. You're leaning. That's how I pronounce it. Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called.
Oh,
The gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. Should have seen that man nut. It was something. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life. He's always doing wonderful things for the city.
that's right. A man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely. Mother, may we go to the McGilded Public Library later and borrow some more books? How many Londoners... I've lost it. I'm dead. I've died. How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know what kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is?
What kind of a man is he?
The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls.
That is certainly a word that was used back in the day. Mm-hmm. What? Stone the crows!
McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own?
What?
What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service?
You're not saying that...
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability.
Enunciate. I gotta enunciate.
It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts.
Good gracious! The wig!
The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him. His life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded.
I don't believe it. If I might add something briefly, Mr. Siddle. You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded, but where is the evidence to support your claim? Oh. He's got the grape juice.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law. Aha! There it is! Lord Francis's hallowed chalice!
Where? I don't see it.
How can this be considered acceptable?
But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor.
Also, I love the logo design on the wine bottle. It's very good. It's really funny.
I'd heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself.
Huh? As judicial assistant to the defense, I am simply doing my job.
What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. Pity, pity, pity. This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Ooh. 1 second. Oh. I just had to turn off my nightlight.
Oh,
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. I don't know why I'm just fumbling. I think it's because of the fact that I'm trying to push my voice box as low as I can. A marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence.
He owed 20 guineas. Fuck. Ah, yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum.
And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense.
oh. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes.
Regrettably, madame, that is the modus operandi of the accused.
And it's such a pretty little pup, too. What a scoundrel! Well, shit. That's 6 out of 6. Still. Maybe it's all for the best. Wait a minute. Let's think about this a little more. I don't stand for nonsense. Which is why I'm sitting. No! Ah!
Ow!
Ouch! Oh, he's dead! That was it. The lost juror's decision.
Not quite.
According to this encyclopedia of British law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. However, the final verdict. It's over then. Oh! There's a footnote, though.
A footnote?
However, the defense...
All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. Ow. Why my hand hurt?
Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
Hold on now, I gotta resolve my drink situation. I shouldn't take a second, in fact. It is a good time for me to settle my lamp situation as well. But
I'm okay. I'm okay.
What happened was, I half stepped onto my one of my controllers and nearly toppled over onto my TV. And that sharp tinny noise was the sound of my empty soda can hitting the top of my TV as I caught myself on it. I didn't fall very far. I'm okay. At the very least, my my poor toe injury can't get any worse. Knock on wood. But that was from yesterday. Glad you're okay. Thank you, Grimsby. I'm glad I'm okay. At least it wasn't like that one night when that earthquake hit my town. While I was live on stream. That was scary.
Mr. Zato, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before.
That sounds wild. Yeah, it was wild. This was in the middle of this was during when I was doing the stream for Turnabout Legacy a couple months back. It was like a, what was it? It was like 4.7 scale, and it was about 20 kilometers out from the city limit. So it was really close. And yeah, it was frightening, cause I live on the upper floor of the house. And so like when the floor starts shaking about, you think to yourself, "Oh god, I'm going to die." And I screamed into the microphone as I braced myself. But that's okay. Cause the compressor caught it for me. So I didn't blow out anyone's eardrums. You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. That sounds terrifying. I've only felt like a magnitude 1 earthquake. Yeah, cause I think the east coast of Australia is close to a. You rarely get them on the east coast. Yeah, east coast of the US usually gets like more like hurricanes, right? Hurricanes and blizzards, something like that. But yeah, the eastern coast of Australia is very close to a what's the word? A rift between two tectonic plates. Hurricanes, tornadoes, sometimes, and some blizzards. Yep, I thought so, yeah. Fault line, that's right, yeah, that's the word, yeah. And that's, yeah. So, like, we don't get them often, but we do get the occasional, like, tremor. I felt an earthquake in 2011. How big was the earthquake? A 5. Oh yeah, that's pretty big. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law, however the defense? What did it say next?
Oh yes, of course. One moment.
But yeah, earthquakes, they're scary. No wonder Edgeworth hates them. 5.8, yeah, that's a big one.
When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence.
You're making chicken nuggets! Oh no! Did you save the chicken nuggets? Were they salvaged?
Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point.
Yep. A summation examination?
Yes! What?
A summation examination? From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected?
Huh?
Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten and certainly no longer practiced. So you're out of luck.
Well, shit. Oh.
What even is it, Miss Susato? This so-called summation examination.
Oh, one moment and I'll read about it.
You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails. Ah, typical Nipponese.
All right, settle down, Van Zeeks.
All right, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand.
You were heavily scared at the thought of the invasion of America at the time, thought Russians were on it, looked outside, saw nothing, ran under the bed, yep. And yes, the nuggets were salvaged. That's good at least. You saved the nuggies. And really, that's what's important.
It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
To do what exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that, if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions. Turn their tables, even. Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
Lucky for us, we have no self-respect.
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
You were 13 at the time. You were a baby. You're just a little baby. No, I'm not making fun of you. Like 2011, that same year, we were hit by one of the biggest. My area was hit by one of the biggest cyclones that has ever graced the eastern coast. So, don't worry about it. And that was the year I graduated high school. I was also a baby.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct.
This is not me trying to play, Tragedy Olympics. It's just really funny.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
A summation examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or to admit defeat? Forget it. We don't need to see the rest of the game. It just ends right here. No, we need to assert our right. But where you're at, you get a lot of hurricanes, yeah. 8 times a year, damn, yeah. We have a whole summer for us, the December to February time of the year. That's what we also call cyclone season. 'Cause that's when we get cyclones. The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord. Happens so many times I don't even know we're going through one.
Objection!
London is... London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial. The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. Hooray!
This is madness. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready?
Hey?
Well, I'm not, there was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so, all members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot.
This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before.
Oh, I don't really hold with this all this justifying luck. That seems to have thrown the jurors off.
It seems none of them has experienced this before.
Yeah. None. Contraction of not one. Alright then. The summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe, it might be the opportunity we've been looking for to turn this trial around. So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilted, guilty of this most serious crime.
Okay. Judicial findings
Is what that said. In very hard to read text. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence.
He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn a logical conclusion. You can trust the guilds. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. Wait a minute. 4 pence? 20 pence? 4 pence? That would cover 5 passengers. A scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor. It beggars belief. Floor? I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now. Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they? Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them, and use some very persuasive language. Please! Please change your mind! Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works. Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything that the defense says. But then... they've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. Then what on earth am I supposed to do? Bugs. Oh dear. I am just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then?
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the juror's own words to make your arguments. Speak and spell?
What do you mean?
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean?
Ooh, PvP. Yes, exactly. Courtroom PvP. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. Oh. Flowers for me? You shouldn't have. Welcome to my chat, Adamska. Hope you have a good time. I hope you like Ace Attorney and silly voices. 'Cause that's what I do.
I see.
You do like Kangaroo Court? Great to hear.
I see. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for.
In a way, then,
this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh, yes, I suppose you're right.
Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down.
Pit fight, pit fight, pit fight.
Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off. Can we start proceedings, Counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord. Look at him! He's standing!
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
Alright, let's press.
Certainly the testimonies we've heard suggest the victim and Mr. McGilded were alone inside the carriage. Precisely my point. But could there be some other explanation? Something we haven't considered yet? Such as? Perhaps that's something we could, all work out together now? Now listen here, maybe you don't know how things work around here because you're from foreign climes. But we're here to form our opinions as individuals, and I have.
Oh dear, he doesn't appear to be in the mood to consider an alternative point of view, does he?
No, I'm going to have to pit the jurors against one another, like Susuto-san said. Finding contradictions in these 6 people's assertions is the only way I'm going to succeed.
Yes. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence.
Hold it!
But does his ability to recall his takings that night really tell us how trustworthy the man is?
I manage all his lordship's cash affairs, so I'm very particular when it comes to accounts.
I see.
A single penny can mean the difference between life and death, after all, can't it?
Yeah, especially if you have a chance of one being plonked on your head from a tall height. That's a saying in your country? Question mark?
My point is, a man who minds his figures is a man you can trust.
I do like a man who minds his figure. What? Oh.
So, those of us in service would swear to that, sir.
Does that bench really need any more polishing?
So if the good driver says that he saw Mr. McGilded in the act, I don't doubt him. The only task left to do today is disposing of the rubbish.
Now wait a minute. One of the other jurors mentioned something about money, I think.
Now would be a very good time to listen carefully to the jurors' statements again, Mr. Naruhodo. If you notice an inconsistency in what two different jurors are saying,
I should expose it by pitting them against each other. Yes. Let's see if I can do just that. Where are the weapons?
Hold it!
Hold it. That's how much it costs to take the omnibus? 4 pence? That's right. As the guildmaster, I decided to set a policy for all drivers across the city. 1 fare no matter which bus you take or how far you're going. Ooh. We have to compete with the rise of the motor car, you see. Us coachmen have to make a stand together. Motor cars, you say? Yes, and this murder on one of our buses is extremely damaging to our cause. It's beyond the pale. It'll lead to a decline in passengers, you mark my words. And it's all that rascal's fault. He has to pay.
Is it the crime or his buses he's more worried about?
Anyway, every member of my guild is reliable and trustworthy. So if the driver says he saw him do it, that fellow in the dock is as guilty as sin.
is he now?
£20, you say? Oh, actually, it might not even be a 5th person, but someone's skimming
Objection!
the fares. Those two statements clearly contradict each other. They do. Explain yourself, counsel.
Me? Dear, what have I said?
I swear on Silver Blaze's maiden name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about.
Oh, look at him, he's walking!
Love it!
According to the group testimony we've heard so far,
I love a walk cycle.
there were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question, and according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares.
Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me.
And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
4 pence. Wait, that it is. A fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated.
But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man, why?
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication...
Gasp! It would be 16 pence!
Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely 1 person's fare.
1 person's fare?
Yes. In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
Good gracious!
Wah!
This can't be right. The coachman of the Guild are good, honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is our watchword.
The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy.
I beg your pardon? Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus. Ah! Alright then. How do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end,
One moment. Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the set of scales.
Now hold your horses there, coachman. We're all in agreement. Why do you have to go? Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo! Ah, this is all very irritating.
Begging your pardon, sir, I'm going to do the same.
Whoa! Oh, for the love of Mike! Not you as well. Mike! Who's Mike?
A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all.
What?
I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. You did it! If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue.
2 more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
Oh yes,
I did realize this.
then that's where you must strike next.
Incidentally, it's about striking. So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show another contradiction in their assertions.
Exactly. You can do it.
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination. That's it. Stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen. Absolutely brazen. However, stabbing the poor man on the floor, that can't be right.
Objection!
Those 2 statements are completely contradictory. What? Explain, counsel, post haste.
Oh, dearie me. I was only knitting a jumper for my other half.
What was all this claptrap? What's contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moments when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see I'm busy here? Come on. How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? You want to test me, do you? It was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like the prim banker said. Banker. With a B. Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony, quite true. Now then, juror number 6.
Oh? Is that me, is it? What can I do you for, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madame?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it. What? It was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so.
Now don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. Well, I never. There. They're stabbing in totally different directions.
Yes.
What?
my stitches! What a muddle!
What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet, but what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me! I can't abide people telling lies! Innocent! The scales!
I don't believe it.
Hold it.
Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us all. Bloody hell, dude. Can you settle down, sir? You don't need to slander. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Answer me this, dark jinx. Huh? Me? What exactly is the problem? 1700 and still believing in sorcery. Even better, it's 1899 and still believing in sorcery. What exactly is the problem? What of it, if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events?
What of it?
Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on the omnibus.
Yeah, this is 1899. Oop.
That's right. My camera decided to wig out a little bit. I went to scratch my nose.
But yeah, this is set at the turn of the
Just before the turn of the 20th century, yeah. And this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and then the Shylock stabbed him again. Please. Please, sir. And this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, hmm?
Who are you calling a dandy, sir?
Why, I should take this knife to you. As soon as I pull it out of the bench.
Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you. As soon as I pull it back out of the bench.
But yeah, it's 1899 because they just mentioned they mentioned earlier motor cars, which quickly replaced horse carriages around this time. They're ready to kill each other now.
Hell yeah, PvP.
But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime? I can't remember which one this is meant to be. I'll say it's out of the question. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. Oh, what is it, you dark jigs? Come on, out with it. All right. What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof.
All right.
It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish.
What? I'll give you the proof.
It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by the omnibus itself.
Oh, Idanska, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it.
Take that!
This clear piece of evidence. Well, Mr. Foreman,
Is it?
Do you know what they say about me, young man? They say I've got no powers of persuasion.
oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear that. Shit, I think I made a mistake. But no one will need persuading about this. You're even worse than me! Ah! Two different moments. Wait, do we? Wait, oh, we never even looked at this. Oopsie. Just quickly look at this. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry.
Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside?
Well, it's not as though we know it. It's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder.
I assure you we will not find Mr. Shums's name inside.
Well, let's see what we can find. Scribble. I can't read this. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off.
Oh, goodness.
What is it?
Look at this. Do you see the name here?
Bruce Fairplay. Ooh! Should that mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Ryunosuke.
Bruce Fairplay. The witness testifying at this very moment.
Oh, yes, of course, the banker. With a B. Why is his name in here? Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, their payment date's fast approaching.
It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course. But this could be very useful information.
Fascinating. All right. Right. It's out of the question that the two witnesses to... Oh, okay, the autopsy report, maybe. Okay, yep. I think I was thinking too fast for myself. This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once. Hey! Only once? It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen 2 different times. Alright. I could see defeat. Hey, where'd your dagger go? Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty.
We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won!
The summation examination, yes. We haven't won the trial. What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. But we had a consensus. I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head. Oh. You know what this reminds me of? Guy that licks the knife and he's like, I should not have coated this in poison. Blech. Is that the Memin?
Yeah, the, what is it? Oh, what's that show called? Yeah, that's the meme. Yeah, from, what was it? What is it called? It's like Toshiyuki's castle, the castle of Toshinaga, or like, I just remember it was like a Dragon Quest parody show. Please tell me he's a barber. From the Adventure live-action movie or series. One of them, yeah. Either one of those. Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Hooray! Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue. Hooray! Yippee! I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth.
We will.
After these messages. So, Lord Van Zeeks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please.
The Hero Yoshihiko. That was the name of the show.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, he's filling his hallowed chalice again.
Drinking on the job. Well, maybe not. Having savoured the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Lord Van Zeeks.
His wig.
Is it cold in here or is it just me?
As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. So I honoured a deathly silence and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No. And why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Get your sword out, boy.
Oh, there he goes.
Bring forth the witnesses once more. Witnesses, I trust you heard the summation examination we've just had to endure.
Oh, yes, sir, that I did, sir.
Of course I heard it.
Oh, yes, sir. I heard it.
You, sir, on the end, the coachman. I believe it's Beppo?
Beppo.
Yeah, I think he's Italian. Yes, sir, my lord, sir. See? If it transpires that in your previous testimony you were attempting to veil the presence of a 5th passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Oh mio Dio.
Now mix up my voices. Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You'll explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination. I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear it, but
Well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus.
He fiddled us. He fiddled us! Oh, God! On the fair he did. And then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much.
I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes.
Council, make sense of this for me, please.
Okay.
This phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cozenage.
Oh, that sounds like an old word. Beppo, explain yourself. I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster. Beppo's adorable. Look at him. The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Cozenage, what's it mean? Let's ask the thesaurus I have open on the side. Am I to understand you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare? All right. Cozenage. Lozenge. Okay.
Incidentally, lozenge did come up in the preview.
So the word cozenage is deceptive trickery for personal gain. May also be spelt with an S instead of a Z. There's also the word cosignage. If you spell it with an I instead of the first E, and that means deception by falsifying beverage strength. And a person who cheats would be called a cozener, I guess. Yeah. So that's your word for the week. It's so cold, and the last run of the day is always half empty.
You have been dishonest, coachman.
That's the new word for today. Yeah. I'm sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo. A disgrace. And your selfish actions have brought dishonor on the entire guild. If I may, sir. I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week.
Oh, that's a lot of pence.
What? 4 passengers at 5 pence each is... yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out any differently. Yeah, that's usually how math is. Sometimes. No, that figures.
Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained.
Hooray!
So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, your cross-examination, if you please. We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games.
Absolutely. Absolutely! But...
Hold it!
Beppo! So there were only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4 pence fare. Is that right? Oh... It's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. I was so cold. It was all I could do to stop myself passing out. I'm getting chilblains just listening to you. All right, I gotta look up the Thorith again. What a chilblains. It's painful skin inflammation. Painful inflammation of the skin from the cold. Okay. Chilblain's a cool word. We should bring it back. It was terrible. So I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running. Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny per passenger? You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a fifth passenger on the omnibus that night. Then we would have had another suspect. I, for one, was told I had to pay 5 pence. Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4? Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir. And I just told you that I did. A flat fare of 5 pence across the board. It's not something to be proud of.
The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort.
Well, it was. Just in a different way than we thought.
Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed, it's gone. Dead and buried.
I'd have been happy if it had ever existed in the first place. He fiddled us on the fare, he did.
Hold it!
He fiddled you! On the fare! This blood-curdling sight. You mean the murderer, I presume? Yes, sir.
A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a man the moment his life is taken.
Well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed.
Good gracious!
Really?
We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it.
But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant. I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw that horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating. Tell you I saw McGilded stabbing that man.
Hold it!
So, you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was... Hold on. So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him.
That's what I said, isn't it?
It was bothering me before, this was. For just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question.
Anyway, there was only the two of them inside the carriage, wasn't there? There's been much talk of a fifth passenger, but as yet, zero evidence.
Then what are we wasting all this time for, eh? It's black and white. The man's guilty. Something about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. I wish I could work out what it was. You think he stabbed him?
Hold it!
Mr. Beppo. Signora Beppo. Earlier you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, did you? Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip. I suppose. I might have, yes, put the cart before the horse, maybe. What's this? Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck. Oh, I expect that was me, sir. Then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor and the knife was sticking up out of his midriff. That's right, yes, and the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes. So in short, you didn't see the moments when the victim was actually stabbed at all? I really thought that I did, but when I go over it again in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing, did I? Struth! Ooh, sir? Have you a think? Of a thought? My fellow Aussie? Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Hey? Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new info from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Some days are like that. No way. Well, it is a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on the top of an omnibus, that is. Peeping? I'm a respectable city banker, I'll have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember it clear as a Ballarat day. Hey, I visited Ballarat last year. It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. And actually, I wondered why he mentions Ballarat. It's because around this time there was the Australian gold rush, and Ballarat was one of the prominent towns for gold. It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. In fact, for a brief period, Ballarat was one of the richest towns in Victoria. It was like third richest or something. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Oh, I can do that all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was. Do you think I'd forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed the man? Ooh. Blood-soaked hands? How about blood-soaked one glove?
Objection!
Blood-soaked hands? Well, I admit that soaked might be maybe laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question. Oh, yeah. Right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-coloured stain there. But, as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. Oh! I love this dude. No! In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent. Gah! But,
No! No! That can't be right! Nah!
So you're the liar here then?
Ah! That's right. You were quite clear about it. You said that it was both hands. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say that you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, that you seen it, but is that really the truth?
Objection!
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands, it was only one. But the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused.
Objection!
No. Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Gah! Why? Why? I'm a city banker, for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard. Fair dinkum even. Crikey! I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of society don't prevaricate. He's claiming to have no reason to lie. But is that really the case?
Mr. Naruhodo, if we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide in this trial completely. Ooh!
Something to show this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony.
I have evidence.
My lord? Yes, counsel.
The defense is ready to present evidence.
By Jove, are you sure?
Yes.
Evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony.
Gah!
Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court.
The debtor's ledger!
Among... This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded.
Yes, the list of innocent victims crippled by the accused's extortion.
The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay.
Oh!
Core blimey! What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused?
Oh no! Well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt.
According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say?
Ah! Well, what of it?
Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case?
These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, all outstanding debts which are owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist.
Cease to exist?
Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw, in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant?
Gah! Gah!
Oh, bugger it all. Order, order, order! Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Wait a minute. Mr. Bruce Fairplay.
Yes, my lord.
Let me ask you again. And be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Oh. Did you or did you not see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim?
Oh.
Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony.
All right. Let's not make a melodrama out of this.
Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch?
But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on Magilda's hands. Both of them.
Objection!
And yet only one of
the... Excuse me.
Oh, goodness. And yet only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained.
Oh, so you keep saying.
Mr. First?
What's up? I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. First.
Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens.
Seeing what?
The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think. Yes, I'm almost sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one.
What?
What? Ow! Ah!
Oh, we just killed Ryunosuke again. It would appear we're going to need further testimony from all your witnesses. This time I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear?
Yes.
Mr. Naruhodo, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last. Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, my goodness.
There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters.
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them.
I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains. There can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen.
Wig!
Well, lo and behold. In truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated.
I apologise, my lord. But honestly... There was no one else inside that carriage. And the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it.
That's really not what testimony's about.
Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witnesses' accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case.
Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel.
Yes, my lord.
Blood on both hands of the assailant. Didn't see the exact moment of the stabbing.
Remember seeing knife?
Saw nobody at all. can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen. I'm going to check again. Let's have a look at this again. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
That's not good for us. Except... roof deck of the omnibus. Cold. Back seats? Oh, it says the same thing. Let's see if I check again inside, if it says anything new. It's quite a large skylight. Doesn't seem to be a handle or a catch. Can't be opened from inside the cabin. That's not new. But there's seats here. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Objection!
Aha! Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus. And witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight in the floor of the upper deck. Is that right? You're back, took a shower, what'd you miss? We're still doing cross-examination. And we are I think. Will this be on the test? Well, you should write it down at least. Just in case. And witness the events in the cabin through the... Aye, aye, Captain. Witness the events of the cabin through the skylight in the floor of the upper deck, is that right? Don't forget you can check inside the cabbage. The cabbage! Don't worry, I did in fact check inside the cabbage. The carriage, I should say. Inside the cabbage. That's right, yes. In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. What? By golly, really? Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. I'm sad, earlier Twitch was bugging out and I tried to say we love testimonies, but it auto-corrected without me checking. And I typed in chat, we love testicles, but it didn't send. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, incredible. Oh, that would have been amazing. I would have, that would have sent me. Just out of context. At the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
Oh yeah, and Van Zieks took off his cape.
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend.
I'm so sad it didn't send. Autocarrot is so silly. I know.
The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here in the flesh.
In the wood, even.
Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's demand.
You will identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the obvious... The omnibus... The obvious... Are you suggesting that this potential extra passenger could have been situated? Yeah.
Take that!
Both rows of seats on the roof face in the Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, as I've drawn here.
Ah!
That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. Ah! Bloody hell.
Objection!
It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity.
All right, settle down.
I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, evidence is paramount.
I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude. Can you, Mr. Naruhodo? I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck? I have an inkling. I think. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name.
You are a fool. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learnt.
Let's not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat. Slap! Slap! This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was...
Oh, I'm so worried.
Oh, I am so not sure of myself here. Oh, God. He was on the roof deck. He was on the roof deck. Beppo was the driver. But, why is Lord Chief Justice here? I can't go back. Shit! Van Ziek is 32, you say? Did I make a mistake here? I'm going to try to be quick and check a spoiler-free guide, because I am very, very unsure of myself here. Oh, okay. 48.
Take that!
The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about, Counsel? That's the name of the defendant! It is!
Objection!
If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hallowed chalice, do forgive this discourtesy.
Lord Van Zieks.
People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly.
Settle down, my dude. What are you trying to say?
Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to that fact. It is the very premise upon which this case is built.
Objection!
But that premise may be wrong.
What?
If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way. What inconsistency, Counsel? The defendant's gloves, my lord.
Oh.
Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claim that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
Objection!
The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, their testimony remains unchanged. Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth.
Oh,
It was somebody else sitting oh, that was a flub and a half. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night. A third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands. Both of them.
Objection!
and who was this third party?
Obviously, the true culprit.
Extraordinary! Order, order, order!
What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
The defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Objection!
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
Yeah. Yes. The tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though.
Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted.
The suspect was hatless. I repeat, suspect is hatless.
Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir.
And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First?
I'm afraid I don't remember.
It's all the lead poisoning.
And you call yourself a hatter?
The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin.
How can you be sure?
Because, if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly have offered to depose... would undoubtedly have offered to depose the fact. Unless, that is, you're proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he travelled.
Ah! He's right. If there was another person travelling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it.
Order! There's clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? The prosecution objects, my lord. On what grounds? It's bloody pointless, isn't it? As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police.
But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what's your opinion?
My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify or not? Yes! Demand it, even! Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. Teacher! The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand.
In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury. Yes, I need a little time to consider this.
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say.
Oh, get the man out of here, I say! Bloody dagger!
It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony.
When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild.
Hearing what the patron of my favourite little park has to say? Oh yes, that would be lovely.
Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Very well. Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once.
Get Beppo an extra blankie. He's cold.
Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. Let proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day? Have you been on Twitter? To be sure I have, my lord. There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense.
The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police? Oh, begad, no. 'Tis not in my nature to hide anything at all. Just answer the questions, please. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell yous all or keep me mouth shut? Tell us what, Mr. McGilded? The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. It's true!
Wig!
Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after all happened. After it all happened, I should say. You...
What? Ow!
No, Magnus McGilded, that convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police.
Ugh. Every time. Every time. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was?
Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not in any way involved, you see.
What?
If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom, just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that.
Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. And who was this young child of whom you speak?
That I don't know.
You don't know?
Aye, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. Never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. What? Hello? Smoke! Ah! Fire! Look, someone's trying to get away! After them! It's no use! I can't see anything through all the smoke! What's going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo! Cover your face!
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape! Secure the omnibus!
I hereby call an emergency recess! Bailiff, ensure the defendant's in custody and clear the courtroom! Oh my god! What the hell? We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff, amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. To be continued. Ah. I was wondering when we'd get a checkpoint. Save my current progress, yes. Oh, it's only midnight. For some reason I thought it was a bit later than that. Could be just the pace of the story. Made it feel a bit longer than usual. Well, upon that, I think it's safe to say that this is a good time for me to settle in for the night. So, on Monday, I start Deltarune Chapter 3! We're going into the TV world! Yippee! Can't wait! It's gonna be exciting. And new. And then,
Next Saturday, we come back to the second half of this case. So, thank you all for watching and sticking around with me and making me laugh. Take care of yourselves. Have a good time of the day it is for you. And I'll see you again next time, I hope. Good night, everybody. Pew, 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 pew.